Hello, everyone. Coach Will here. Today's lecture is Nuance in Vocabulary, Part 2, The Subtle Power of English. If you enjoyed our first lecture on vocabulary nuance, you're going to love this one. We're moving from what words mean to what they truly imply. Mastering this is the key to sounding completely fluent and avoiding miscommunication. Today, we're diving into three advanced areas of linguistic nuance: pragmatics, implied meaning, euphemisms, indisphemisms, and intensifiers and mitigators. Let's level up your word sense. Pragmatics, reading between the lines. Pragmatics is simply the study of implied meaning. It's the social context that tells you what a sentence really means, even if the literal words say something else. This is where communication often happens, especially with indirect English. Let's look at an example. A common example is the indirect request, the literal statement. Could you pass the salt? This question is really demonstrating, do you have the ability? Could you pass the salt? The implied meaning is, please pass the salt, a polite command. In English, we often use questions to give polite commands. This is crucial for professional and polite communication. Let's look at a literal statement. At work, I wonder if we should look at the Q3 figures. The implied meaning, we need to look at the Q3 figures. Please do this. As an advanced learner, you must listen not just to the words, but to the context and the intent of the speaker. Euphemisms and dysphemisms. Words have power. We often choose specific words to deliberately soften or exaggerate reality. Euphemisms. These are polite or mild words or phrases used to replace harsh, offensive, or unpleasant ones. We use euphemisms to show respect or to avoid causing offense. Instead of he was fired, use the euphemism he was let go or he was downsized, more neutral and softer. Instead of old people, use the euphemism senior citizens or elderly people. It's more respectful. Next up, dysphemisms. This is the opposite. These are harsh, offensive, or impolite words used deliberately to be rude, humorous, or to exaggerate a negative quality. We use them to be blunt or emotional, usually in informal settings. Instead of saying it's expensive, use the dysphemism, it costs an arm and a leg, or it's a ripoff. That exaggerates the cost in a negative way. Instead of saying he ate a lot, use the dysphemism, he guzzled his food, or he ate up everything. It's more critical. Understanding these helps you choose your vocabulary based on the emotional effect you want to have on your audience. Intensifiers and mitigators. The words we place before adjectives and verbs don't change the meaning, but they change the intensity of the feeling. Intensifiers. These are words that strengthen or emphasize the adjective or verb. We use them when we want to make a strong statement. Instead of it was good, use intensifiers. It was absolutely fantastic. The presentation was extremely powerful. Common examples: absolutely, extremely, utterly, incredibly, and totally. Mitigators or downtoners. These are words that soften, weaken, or moderate the impact of an adjective or verb. We use them when we want to be polite, humble, or less certain. Instead of you are wrong, use mitigators. That might be slightly inaccurate. I rather disagree. Common examples: slightly, a bit, somewhat, quite, rather. As an English learner, using these tools allows you to control the tone of your communication, making it polite in formal settings using mitigators, or highly persuasive in informal settings using intensifiers. Okay, so there you have it, the advanced vocabulary of implication and tone. We covered pragmatics, learning to read the intent behind the words, and we've distinguished between the politeness of euphemisms and the bluntness of dysphemisms. Finally, you have the tools of intensifiers and mitigators to control the strength of your message. I challenge you to listen carefully this week. When you hear a phrase like, "Do you have a minute?" ask yourself, is that a question about ability, literal, or indirect command, pragmatic? Keep up the fantastic work on your journey to advanced fluency, and I'll see you in the next lesson.